Hey gamers, my name is Waddles, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a skeleton farm on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Now, I've got to say right up front that this is also going to work for zombies as well. This design was designed specially by myself for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It should be working pretty much flawlessly. This farm will get you tons of bones, tons of arrows, extra armor, extra bows, and enchanted bows as well. You'll also probably get quite a bit of experience from this thing as well. This farm will bring all skeletons down to a 1 or 2 hit kill. This is working on all current versions of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and should be working for the foreseeable future, including in the 1.13 Bedrock update. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and drop a like. Subscribe for more tutorials from yours truly. With that all being said though, let's move on to the materials that you'll need to get to build this farm. So let's talk resources. What do you need to build this type of farm? Well, inside of this chest I've laid out all of the materials that you'll need in exact quantities, kind of. At the top of the chest are resources in exact amounts. You will need 1 staircase, any type of stair will work, 6 signs, any variant, 1 fence, any variant again, and a single soul sand. Now down here towards the middle and bottom, I have things that you should have just on hand. You should have more than 1 torch for sure, more than 1 pickaxe, a couple water buckets, and then some building blocks. You'll also be needing some slabs, but in all honesty, you'll get plenty of blocks from digging out the room for this farm. So pause the video, go ahead and gather up these resources, and then we are ready to move on to the actual build. There will be step timestamps down in the description below for you. So, step 1 is definitely locating a spawner. Go ahead and find a skeleton spawner in your world and then light up the cave and the spawner room. You definitely wouldn't want a creeper walking in on your build and blowing the thing up. That would ruin just about everything, so definitely get your caves nice and lit up and that spawner room. After that, go ahead and take the loot out of the room and get ready for the big dig. So after finding your spawner, getting it lit up, and then lighting up the caves around the spawner, it's time to start setting up the room. You should probably start by placing a slab on top of your spawner. This will prevent mobs from idling around on top of the thing, thus slowing down your rates. Now you need to dig a room. The dimensions are 4 blocks out from the spawner and each in every direction, at least along the X and Z axis. Above the spawner you'll want either 2 or 3 blocks of space. My ceiling is set up here, so we're just going to go with it. No need to add or remove any more blocks. Now below the spawner you'll need to dig 4 blocks down, just like that. Now go ahead and continue to dig this whole room out so you eventually end up with a 9 by 9 room that is either 7 or 8 blocks tall depending on how high your ceiling is. And just keep in mind that while doing this step, mobs can spawn, so make sure you keep replacing torches and keeping your room all nice and lit up. It would be a smart idea to save some of these building blocks for the next steps, but if you don't want them, you don't really need them. You should also go ahead and block your room off from any cave systems at this point as well. And so, after doing a little bit of digging, you should end up with something that looks kind of like this. Again, a 9 by 9 room that is either 7 or 8 blocks tall. Now, you need to decide which way you want to move your skeletons. Basically, pick a front side. For me, I think the front could be, I guess this wall. I don't really have a base in this world, so it doesn't really matter. Along the front side, dig a trench 1 block down into the floor, just like what I've done here. After digging that trench on either the left or the right end of that trench, dig 3 more blocks out past your room. The side does not matter. It could be the left or the right, whichever side is more convenient. Now we need to start talking about the mob elevator that we are going to put into our room. Eventually, we'll be placing water at the opposite end of the trench from where we just dug. Go ahead and go somewhere in the middle of that trench and dig 1 more block down, making the trench just a little bit more deeper. If there is lava, be very careful. Get rid of all lava. Lava is definitely not going to help our build at all. So now I have something that kind of looks like this. Go ahead and go into that trench where you dug past the room and place a soul sand on the back corner, just like what I've done here. Now, below that soul sand, you are going to need to dig down a little bit and place a fence. Again, remove any and all lava. That fence should be 1 block below the soul sand, just like what I've placed in here. Again, removing all lava. Now, right next to that fence, you'll need to dig down a block. again, remove lava. So now you should have a soul sand, then one block lower than the soul sand, a fence, then another block that is dug down. After that, your trench goes up a little bit, and then your trench goes up a little bit more. Again, we will be placing a water source back here. You can do that right now, or you can just wait. Now, there's just a few more things that we need to do to make this whole elevator trench thing area actually functional. The next step involves 5 signs. You will want to place 5 signs vertically above your fence posts. So going straight up, just like what I'm doing here. But there is a catch when placing these signs. Make sure you do not place the sign on the block that is immediately above the fence. You need this block to be open so water can actually flow down over it. So place 5 signs going vertically up, but skip the first block. That is very, very important. Otherwise, your elevator will not work. After placing your signs, go opposite your 5th and final sign and dig 1 block out. So there was a block there, dig that thing out. By digging this block out, we'll create a water current that goes into the wall and pulls skeletons into the bubble stream. Finally, after your 5 signs, place an upside down staircase that is angled towards your soul sand. The staircase acts as a funnel to help move mobs into the mob elevator. Now we actually need to step away from this room and talk about digging another room, the room that we will actually stand in to farm our skeletons. This room should definitely be towards the soul sand end of your trench because the soul sand is where our mob elevator will be. This room can be as big or as small as you'd like. For this next step, you may want to go into your menu and turn show coordinates on because we'll actually need those coordinates and we'll also, unfortunately, need to be doing some math. Go ahead and pick a block in this farming room that you want your skeletons to land on. This block should be in line with your soul sand in some way. So my soul sand is right there, the block is straight out, no more than 7 blocks. After that, go ahead and get the coordinates of this block. For me, it is 14, 13, 12, 75. The important one is the Y. We need to drop our mobs 22 blocks down onto this block right here to get them down to a 1-hit kill. That means, in this case, we need to drop our mobs all the way down to Y12 from Y34. So, go ahead and go over to your elevator now and dig all the way up to whatever your Y coordinate is that is 22 blocks above your landing block. So for me, again, Y34. The Y34 will be the base of our elevator. That means you'll probably actually need to dig a little past that Y coordinate so you actually have room for your mobs to move. I advise making this area at least 3 blocks high so your mobs will actually go up the elevator and then kind of bounce around. Now go ahead and move however many blocks over and dig all the way back down to wherever you want your mobs to land. So something like this here. That would be perfect. Now obviously, I'm in creative mode, so that makes this step a million times easier, but this can be done in survival with a little bit of patience. It might be useful to have some scaffolding on hand for this step, or you could even try activating your bubble column. Either would work. After digging out your elevator and your falling area, place 1 sign above your falling area so water doesn't pour down into it. Now to activate your elevator, you're going to need to place a single water source above your soul sand that is also above where your whole, I guess, moving over thing is. Like what I've done here. Go ahead and wait a little bit, and then bubbles should make their way all the way up to the top of this thing. That means everything is working correctly. Be careful not to fall. If you're in survival, this 22 blocks could just about kill you, so yep, just be really careful. Again, scaffolding might help quite a bit at this step, or just filling in things with building blocks and digging them out by hand. To finish things off inside of your farming room and make sure things are actually safe before we activate this farm, make sure you have 1 block of space in between where your skeletons will be landing. If you have 2 blocks, skeletons will land and then start walking around your room and you'll have a problem. Back over on the spawner room side of things, we're just about ready to finish things off. Place a water source at the opposite end of your trench so water flows all the way over to the elevator. You should end up with something that kind of looks like this here. This will move mobs into our elevator and all the way up. Along the back side of the spawner room, or the side opposite your trench, place water sources all the way along the back so water moves towards the trench that is in the front of this room. And finally, after that, pull all of the torches out of this room and then get out of the room and close it up. Be careful during this step because skeletons will begin to spawn, and if you're in survival, they're going to get mad at you and start shooting at you, so just be quick and be careful. Wait a little bit of time and you should notice the skeletons are beginning to fall onto your platform where you're meant to be killing them. The skeletons should be brought down to 1 or 2 punches. Now keep in mind the spawners will only be active if you are within 16 blocks of them, so make sure you have an AFK spot that is within 16 blocks of your spawner, otherwise it's not going to work. You know your spawner is active when there are flame particle effects around the thing. And there you go. With that, you have yourself a working skeleton spawner. That is all you have to do. As a small troubleshooting thing, if your elevator doesn't seem to be working, open up the blocks around that block that you dug across from your 5th sign. Make sure the water is actually flowing into that block that you dug across from that 5th sign, otherwise your elevator is going to jam, just like what I have here. You can fix it by clearing out your elevator and placing a water bucket right across from that open block. That should fix everything. You may want to consider building some sort of design in your room so you can see into your elevator just to be sure it's working. This will work though, if you get it right. And so that just about does it for today's Bedrock Edition tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope this one helped you out. If you did happen to like this video, or if it did happen to help you out, do me a favor and drop a like on this video. If you like the tutorial style, or if the build is really useful to you, then consider helping me out by subscribing and turning those notifications on so you never miss an upload. I do have some pretty fresh gamer gear on sale down below, Waddles merch, and the tutorial playlist will be on the end slide. What tutorial should I do next? My name is Waddles. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone. Go have a good day.